Joshy?
Hi.
What's up, brother?
Not much. How are you, man?
Good, man. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Here we are, party starting. Hey, team.
G'day.
How are we?
Fantastic, man.
Good, thanks.
Good. Changed my mind at the last minute. Keep y'all on your toes. You know how I roll. And also because we have to record these things. So lucky. Guys, we're on my version first because the big fella is using Zoom for one of his coaching clients. So this will only last half hour. So once it gets cut off, I'll either make another one and send you that link and post it in the group page. So if it cuts out, just give me 2 minutes. I'll be onto it. Okay?
Sweet.
Very good. So I think it's just the four of us because Steve can't do Thursday. So we're going to try and work out a day in which all of us can do next week. And I think someone else couldn't make it, but we're here. So we're going to rip in. Now, guys, Josh and Ashlyn, you guys are red hot seat today because you got two coaches, a coach each, if you will. So get the most out of this session, ask any questions you want. Let's kind of probably what we can do is make this a little bit personalized to you guys, which is excellent, right? So credit to you guys for getting yourselves here. And so what I'd like to start with, obviously, and we'll start with you, Josh. You're on mute at the moment, but if you just unmute, mate, how did you go from kind of the first session, things you realized, maybe, you know, things you were reminded that you needed to do, and how's this week gone, mate? Let's just have an update.
Yeah, I was actually just trying to find the spreadsheet so I can update it. Freaking busy is the answer. You know, good problem to have. I gained 3 new clients this week, but I lost 4. So, you know,
okay.
Winter.
Let's have a discussion about that because for Ashlyn in a new position, it'd be really cool for her to understand how important, and Ashlyn's paused, I hope she can still hear. It'd be really important to understand kind of how important it is to keep clients, and if we need to do anything on retention, do we need to implement a system on retention, so keeping our clients, and then also where the new clients came from. So let's start with that. Where did the new clients come from, brother? Where did the new 3 clients come from?
Word of mouth. And man, my wife makes fun of me. I'm always working. So if I go down the shop, you know, I start talking to people. I always steer them in the direction I need it, you know, the conversation to go. So yeah, pretty much that, just word of mouth conversation. Hey, come down, have a look. That scenario.
Sick.
Where they went. So yes, we live in Queensland, but we're out in Warwick. We're getting close to the zeros, and I have a shed, and people are like, "Hey, I want comfort over my 6-pack." So that's where some of that one is, and you know, it's the people that actually left. They were flakes anyway, truth be told. So they weren't a surprise.
Okay.
So
and word of mouth and what you do in terms of always working in your words, but you see opportunities, right? And just having personal kind of, you know, that kind of not gift of the gab, but kind of just wanting to talk to people and explain how beneficial it can be and all the rest of it, mate. I think that's fantastic. And it can be such a powerful tool, and it's not utilized enough these days. So it's a really cool thing to touch on there as well, brother. And mate, just on the cancellation, I get that these clients might be flaky, and we'll definitely keep checking in on this on a week-to-week basis. But brother, how do they go about cancelling? What is your cancellation process in your gym?
Pretty much same as I said last week. You know, they go, "Hey, I'm done." I normally have that same conversation that we were talking about last week. I didn't use the same terminology as you because I was like, "Oh yeah, like let's just call it." But it is very much a, "Hey, we've got 2 weeks. Keep coming back until then. I'm going to get paid. You're going to pay me." So, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
And they're like, "Look, as soon as it warms up in about a couple of months, I'll come back." So they're not out the door fully because obviously Warwick only having 12,000 people. I see them often. So, yeah.
Awesome. And brother, mate, I don't mean to be giving you a spray as soon as you come on. I'm just curious and love asking
that's
questions,
all right.
getting information.
Yeah.
So, Joshy, what is your system? If there is a system, I get that it's a small country town, I'm guessing, and you see these guys, but what's your system around contacting old clients? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you keep in contact every 2 weeks, 4 weeks? Do you even have a Facebook VIP page potentially?
Don't have a Facebook VIP page. But yeah, look, because I see every one of my clients multiple times a week, if I just touch base with everyone at least once a week, just through messaging, running through town. I will also deliberately go shopping in town, looking for, I don't know, a multivitamin if I know that client is there, if that makes sense, just to spark that conversation.
So stalking?
Kinda, I guess. Yeah, you can use that word.
Yeah, cool. Hey,
that's what the police tell me. But
hey, if it works, mate, we can still tick it off on our spreadsheets, and that's the most important thing. Cool, man. I like it. So cool.
Does that make sense? Like, kind of go slightly. Yeah, you can use the term stalking, but once again, Warwick isn't that big. You know, town square is probably 3K squared. So just deliberately going into particular shops and places that I know people I know are.
Yeah,
and
cool as.
Just being friendly. "Oh, hey, how's life? You know, how's the kids?" Pick up that conversation so that way I'm always their first point of call.
Yep. Yeah. I like it, man. It sounds really solid, hey, and it sounds you've got that interpersonal skills and personal relationship with these people. So, bro, I love it, man. Very good. In terms of a VIP Facebook page, we're going to get cracking on that today or next week. And mate, now that Ashland's, and I'm excuse me for being rude, but I'll just check the page, see if anyone's commented. Ashland might be having troubles with her connection. So in terms of those VIP and community Facebook pages, mate, they're a fucking sick form of lead gen. And do you know what? I reckon Cal could, when we get into that, Cal could take over the VIP and the community Facebook pages. Because, mate, Cal, just give us a kind of an elevator pitch on your stats and how you went along with your creating that community Facebook group and what you did and how it worked out.
Yeah, mate. So the community page and the VIP page, we have 2 separate ones. So our community page is for everybody, anybody and everybody. And the VIP page is essentially just for our paying members. With the community page, especially when we were launching the new thing we just launched, but setting it up and just adding people in that we knew from the local community, adding in your friends, telling people, sharing it on the other community pages, generate a bit of hype, get a few people in there. That's when we started. We set up, I think it was about a month's worth of our gold nugget content, our best content. We went back through our content for the last year, 6 months or more, and just pulled the best stuff, success stories and all the good stuff. And we just had a little process on that community page. And then when it was time to launch or make an offer where people could grab on, there was already that hype behind it, and it just exploded from there. So the benefit of having that as well is that it's, people are in that space already, so they're just continually seeing your stuff. They're not getting bombarded with anything else. It's all you. And they can have that bit of a conversation with you online as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then, Cal, after... Sorry, bro, keep going.
All right, man. You go.
I was just going to say, after you built the community page in your small kind of country community, which I'm guessing Warwick is very similar, Josh, this is why I wanted Cal to talk about it. So what you experienced was you had a shit ton of people jump on, you put decent content in that group, and then when came time for an offer or a pitch or a sale, they had already known you, liked you, trusted you enough to buy from you. When something came up, mate, was it 26 consults, 24 sales in 1 week?
Yeah, in that first week. So, yeah, and over 30 sessions in that first week already booked in. So,
1 week added 30 sessions.
Yeah,
what was the additional? What was the additional revenue per week, brother?
Went up to over 1,400. And it's still higher than that now. So, and that's 4 weeks in. So, yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, to be able to get them to trust you, to build that trust, and they're just seeing what you do. You're solving a problem for them along the way as well, in regards to your specific niche, whatever it may be. So it's just a really, really good tool to have. The VIP page, on the other hand, is where just your paying members are. So it's a smaller group, and that's where you can do your live videos. You can do the really good content, the stuff that they're going to be paying you for, essentially, and the stuff they're going to take away that separates you from the competition as well, because there's probably not many other personal training studios or boot camp studios like yourself that are doing this sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, there's actually, I think there's 4 big gyms here, and probably about 6 other PT studios.
Yeah,
so for 12,000 people.
Yeah, that's pretty full on. But yeah, then there's even more reason for you to separate yourself from that competition and just go, yeah, we might be in a shed or whatever. It might not be the best, looking aesthetically place or something, but might not be the most comfortable, like you said before. But being able to say that you actually get fucking results, and you can do your job.
I find that a bit frustrating, because the people that come to me, I've tried to make it as community focused as possible. Like everyone kind of has a say, sort of thing. At the end of the day, I have the final say, but I open it up, to a round table to everyone, sort of thing. I'm like, hey, let's change location. No, we love it here. All right, well, let's put aircon in. No, man. And I'm like, that's stuck in between, because personally, I don't want aircon. I don't want all those extra overheads. Yeah. So I agree with most of the clientele. And then there's some come in and they go, oh, this and this. And so, but the other question I actually had is, I hate creating content, for starters. Right? My brain I'm not a fan of writing stuff. How do you get engagement, consistent engagement? Even when I tell the crew, hey guys, like it, share it, comment so you can see it more often. It's just a bit of a
$1 million question, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I can put out a shitload of stuff, and at the end of the day, after a few weeks, I get a bit like, why? Just purely because it's me liking it, my wife, and maybe a couple other people. Yeah. And I'm not after the likes, but just the, I don't know, I guess the fact people are seeing it. Yeah. Like recognition,
Definitely.
We'll dive into social media, and valid question, awesome question. We'll dive into social media, the content that we post, and how to get an engagement, whether that's having a clear marketing message. And so you're only talking to one audience of people, so that if you get really good at solving problems for them, if you get really good at highlighting benefits, if you get really good at talking their language, then they're going to want to engage with it, right? So possibly, and I'm not sure, it's definitely, I'll just check Ashlyn back in. Possibly there's something in the marketing message, which usually we find as coaches, there's always something marketing we can get better at or improve or work on for the month, etc. So it might come down to that. that. But yeah, I think between myself and Cal, we run some pretty heavily based social media businesses. Mate, I reckon you'll have some pretty good ideas anyway by the end of it, Joshy. So absolutely. Welcome back, Ashlyn.
Sorry, my
Oh,
laptop
geez.
is not working at the moment.
Oh, gee. Sorry, Josh, what were you going to say?
I did see your webinar from a few months back about the social media content. I can't remember. One of your guys sent it out to me, so that was a good hour watch at midnight one night, and try to implement that. But yeah, I said, it's just like turning your wheels in mud sometimes, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I reckon there's a couple of things that we can touch on and polish up that will give you a whole new lease on posting content, because as well, that the language that we use is so important. So saying that we hate something, it's already creating that negative connotation in our head. And then when we have to go do it, we're like, fuck, but I hate it. And that's probably, that triangle is probably not the most proactive way of doing business as well. So if there's a way that we could create fun and enjoyment out of posting content, that what we enjoy it and what it actually talks to people now they're engaging, like obviously would that be of interest to you if we could supply that information to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Sick. Cool. Yeah. Good questions, Joshy. I'm feeling you, bro. I'm feeling you 100%. In terms of, okay, cool. So Ashlyn, I think you're probably that up to date anyway. We probably just took over and gave Joshy a little bit, being the only one here. But realistically, let's jump back to how this session was going to start playing out. Ashlyn, give us a bit of intel on what you took away from the first session, how awesome you think me and Cal are out of 10. 10 out of 10 is the correct answer. Well done. And just an update on kind of this week and how you've been going.
Yeah, well, this week it's been a little slower at the gym.
When you say
Class
slower,
numbers.
what do you mean exactly?
I'm assuming it's to do with the colder weather here as well. Like my class at 5 last night had 9 people in it, but the one at 6 o'clock that morning had 1. So people aren't really liking getting up that early anymore in that cold weather.
Yeah.
I did manage to, I'm still in the process of getting my direct debit sorted. It's just in like the final stages of getting all the paperwork finished off and all that.
Taking action. Ashlyn, very good. Love it.
What else did I have on my list?
You got a solid list last week, didn't you?
I started the pathway to profits and all that. I think I'm about halfway through the first module.
Cool.
I did get some higher numbers in my classes, but like I said, the whole gym is kind of dying down at the moment, where we've realized there's a new gym that's opened up just down the road a little bit. So a lot of people are going to that to try that out. But yeah. And unfortunately I didn't sign up 5 new clients. I am talking to one. She's currently got a membership on hold because she's hurt her knee. So I'm meeting up with her on Monday to discuss like a strength and rehab to help her get along with that a little bit further.
Cool. Very good. Thank you for the update. That's great. And taking action is just such an important part of business. You can learn all there is to learn, and Cal and I and the rest of the group members can drop gold nuggets in here, but unless we action them, they're worth nothing, right? So credit to you, Ashlyn, for getting on top of that. And guys, that actually brings me to my first discussion point today of the weekly goals spreadsheet. This is most certainly a sheet that we do want to be using. I can't force you. I'm not going to force you to use it. It's totally your choice. But if we're doing this 8-week course and we want to get the most out of it, I highly recommend that you jump on there, and it's quite simple to fill out 3 business goals, 3 personal goals, and a bit of a monthly focus. What it does is it gives us clear direction for that week. And being a business owner, I reckon we can all relate to having to wear 20 hats every day, right? There's a lot of different things we need to do inside business, inside our personal life, relationships, etc. So I really feel like that weekly spreadsheet will be a massive benefit for us. So the first thing that we're going to actually do, guys, is just check in on that spreadsheet. So if you can go to that weekly spreadsheet now, highlight it green if you ticked it off, highlight it red if you didn't do it, and then also set yourself goals for next week. If you can't set all of your goals for next week, totally get it. But from what you guys have discussed already, I reckon there's at least one or two that you could potentially do. Josh might want to, work on creating a community Facebook page or at least a VIP Facebook group for his clients. And Ashlyn would be polishing up the last bits of direct debit. So if we want to jump into that sheet and start doing that now. And then also Pathway to Profits as well. So that's obviously a big focus point. And the content on there, guys, it's next level. Hey, like it's really good. And as I said, like 8 weeks, we all know how fast 8 weeks goes. We've probably been a part, seen or ran 8-week challenges. They go really fucking quick, especially in business. So it's the same duration everywhere, but it feels like it goes quicker in business due to just having so many things to focus on, right? So let's really give this a fucking red hot crack and get all the back end work done so that we can rock up to the sessions, be proactive, be productive, be focused. And it also helps Cal and myself know what you guys want to work on, right? Otherwise, we're just throwing mud at a wall and seeing what sticks. Which, while I'm on a roll and got the mic, I'm just going to keep going for a second. Coaching prep sheet. Guys, if you could, Joshy loves it. If you could jump onto your coaching prep sheet and fill that out as well, that would be massively beneficial for all of us. Number one, you guys can have a think about what you learned last week, what you actioned last week, and then important questions that you want to ask. And then for Cal and myself, we can give you guys the content that you want to know. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going off our plan. We're more than happy to do that. It doesn't affect us whatsoever, right? So we're going to keep going off our plan, which hopefully is going to be beneficial. I'm sure it's going to be beneficial in some way. But imagine if you could actually like put in the content that you want to work on and the things that you want to work on, and we focus on that. Like it'll be such a productive session for you. And look, we just want you to get the most out of the 8 weeks. That's what we're here for. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Actually, can I? Last week we were talking about the sign-up forms and all the other gigs. Because I have been actually last week after our discussion, I have actually started to re-back over through the contracts and
Sick.
all that. Can just to rejig mine, can I grab just some samples from you guys just to know that I'm on the right path, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to post mine in there from my gym back in WA. I know we're living under a rock in WA, but you might take some beneficiaries out of these our cancellation system. There's also Cal Pathway to Profits. There's a section in Pathway to Profits with exit clauses, cancellation policies.
Yes, there is. Oh, actually, I should be able to just find it quickly because I sent it to someone the other week.
Leave it in there because as these guys will go through Pathway to Profits, they'll be able to find it. But if you could just highlight what area that's in the Pathway to Profits, then these guys can know where to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is in the sales system or sales process system topic. Something worded like that.
Sweet. And guys, end of the day, if you get stuck and you cannot find it, please message the group and like we're more than happy to help you. But I do like not pushing, but gently, guiding you guys into the Pathway to Profits course so that you can see all the awesome content in there. I've just shared my cancellation policy in the group. Do we actually, while we're on it, let's just all jump on that photo in the group.
I've just shared the location of the cancellation policy as well.
Bloody beautiful. God, we're good. Fuck, how good are we, Cal? So good.
Lightning quick.
Mate, come on. Get a room. Seriously, come on.
In terms of my cancellation policy, I'm just going to run you guys through like how I would describe this to someone. So obviously it's nice and short. It does not need to be a highly detailed thing with pages of notes. But basically, there's a little bit of info up the top. I get a highlighter. I get a highlighter out when I'm sitting down in front of this person, or fuck, if you're doing it online or whatever, it doesn't matter. And I literally go, there's 3 clauses at the bottom. I will highlight these as I run through them. A no-show or cancellation within 24 hours before your session will incur a full fee payment. And I explain, hey guys, if we're pretty flexible, if you need to change your time, let us know, but just give us that 24 hours notice. Number 2, a minimum of 6 weeks must be completed. It's a minimum term. We want clients, I think Carl's is actually 10 or 12 weeks. This is our old one as well, team. We've updated this, but it's just an example. So you can have a minimum term in which your clients want or need to complete, because you don't want to be writing, for example, we didn't want to be writing hundreds of dollars worth of personalized nutrition, personalized training, and giving them access to all our shit, right? If they're just going to bail in a week or two, we want clients that are red hot, right? And if we're bringing our stuff to the table, we need them to understand they need to bring their stuff to the table as well. And the last one being, if they would like to exit our program, we've updated that to 2 weeks. We need 2 full weeks notice. Some people have 30 days, some people have 90 days. So that's the template. Josh, does that answer your question and give you a bit of insight onto kind of what to do there?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like mine is similar-ish. I've got no minimum, but when I set up the DDs and that, I just put them in for the 52 weeks. If they're fortnightly payments, guess what? It's still 52 because I'm too lazy to change that number. Purely because when I check my system, you know, I can see who's about to run out and I can just flick them back over again. But yeah, do you advise having the minimum, or do we just, because I don't have an issue with them, you know, staying for a week and then bailing, or even 10 weeks. It's, you know, now been nearly a year, 6 months, a year with the club open, the Shadow being open. And now that winter's come back again, this is where I'm starting to get the tapering off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to answer your problem, bro, like, do I recommend a minimum term? I do. I enjoyed having it in my sales process, and we saw benefit in having it there as well. But brother, this is the beautiful thing about business. You get to choose and pick and choose what you want to have inclusions. If you don't have a problem with people coming for a week and then bailing, then that's, you know, yeah, absolutely, that's your choice. I would highly recommend it, and I would have a minimum of 6 weeks, and that's the way we do it. So there's no wrong or right. It's just whatever suits you, brother. Yeah, whatever suits you.
I think also, like you're saying, it's coming into winter now, getting that drop off. So we've probably got, 3 more months till it starts to really, or maybe in Queensland, 2 more months till it starts to warm up a bit. But if you could sign, you know, a few people up during this winter period and know that they're guaranteed to be locked in for 6 to 12 weeks, you're guaranteed that income until it starts to warm up again. And yeah, then you can just keep rolling it over. Instead of losing those people in the middle. Yeah. And even if they do drop, you're guaranteed that income for that period of time.
Yeah, because last year I opened in between term 3 and 4. No, in 2 and 3, I should say, because it was just after Queensland came out of lockdown for that first time, whatever. So middle of winter, middle of school holidays, cracked open, and most of the people have stayed. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I'm just feeling the pinch just because I'm seeing some people leave, and I'm like, why are you leaving? We're having heaps of fun. You know, just
and having that conversation is important as well, because and maybe even we have a cancellation paperwork that needs to be filled out, and there's detailed questions asking, hey, what's an area of our service that we can improve on? How do you rate your experience at our gym from 1 to 10, 10 being fucking amazing, and you know, reason why you're leaving, so that we can truly understand what is going on, and also we can use that data to implement systems in our business or to overcome objections or whatever. So yeah, I also see benefit in that. But like the weather, I don't know, like I'm not I'm probably just got a little bit of a different view. I'm not buying into the whole like the cold, the hot. And I know they use that as an excuse, but I wonder if there's something we can do in the sales process to attach them to their goals and what they actually want to achieve goal wise, so that they can fucking train Hayne, rail or shine, right? So in term, yeah. But I get it. Like,
I
if
know
they're
that.
using...
Sorry, Brad, to cut you off. Truthfully, I know that it's not the cold as much, right? Because the why down the road, and I hate using money as an excuse, because if someone wants to do it, you know, it doesn't matter how much money. But the people that have left, they've went down to the why. They're $1 a day for the next year. You know, versus the 35. You know, like, and it's heated. They've got the access to the pool, and like I know these people. I know exactly what they're like. You know, so it's one of those things. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, like, but you know, it's just, I'm open-minded with what the issue is.
Yeah.
You know, it's the price point, but the price point is what it is, and yeah.
Yeah, and it is a thing. I'm not saying that it's not a reason. I'm just saying, like, I guess what I was saying was, I wonder if there's something we can do inside the sales process or during business to keep them connected with their goals so much and keep them so keen that they don't care how cold it is. But I get that there's always one or two as well, right? Well, not always, but there can be. So I reckon if we, in the coaching sessions, I'm just going to add in USP, we've got a USP section, unique selling proposition. I'm also just going to add value add in there as well, because it kind of, like, you brought up a really good point, Josh. Like, there's always a PT, and Ashlyn, I reckon you'll be able to relate to this. There's always a PT that's cheaper. There's always a gym that's cheaper, right? And if people are going for that price point, they're probably not your ideal client. But if there was a way to educate these people on, do you know what, if you want that $1 a day, go there, but you're not going to receive A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. We're $10 more expensive per week, you know, but we give out like over $200 worth of value, including all these things. So there's a couple of things we can do there. And this is why these conversations are good, because I've just added notes to what we want to focus on over the next 6-7 weeks, to make sure that our product stands out from the rest, to make sure that we don't fall into a flooded market of, you know, all those freaking personal trainers and gyms out there. Because even in small country towns, it seems to be quite flooded these days, right, Josh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so how did we go with the goals setting for last week, checking off, and this week? Are we all done with that, crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, G? Yeah. Sweet as. So let's just, and it doesn't have to be detailed, but let's just check in with how you did it a little bit before, Ashlyn, but let's just go into not too much detail about checking in with last week's and then highlighting this week. So Josh, if you want to go first, brother, it doesn't have to be detailed. It'd be nice and quick if you want it to be.
Like I said, 4 left, picked up 4, few left, completed, didn't touch the profits. Going to do that tomorrow. I've already booked myself out for it. I'll do the social media content and VIP page, organize that shit tomorrow. I did finish the book though, so that's a win.
Nice, very good. And that personal goal, like, you know, really, really love that you had a personal goal there. We'd love to get 2. If there's 2 business goals, we'd love to get 2 personal goals, just to make sure that we're having that time for ourselves and enjoying it. But mate, nonetheless, credit to you for finishing that book. Very good. Ashlyn, I know you touched on yours earlier, but give us the rundown.
Yeah, so started the pathway to profits and all that.
Nice.
Did a little bit more on social media in order to get all the group fitness classes numbers up.
Yep.
So yeah, just wanting to finalize all that direct debit stuff. Continue on the pathway to profits, hopefully get section 1 and halfway through section 2, I would hope.
Awesome.
And sign up 2 new clients next week.
Cool. Very good.
Not sing up
Thanks.
2 new clients.
Hey, whatever you want to do, we're all supportive here. It's a safe place. Good job, gang. So that's great. It's really, really good. And fill out coaching prep sheet as well can be included. Up to you guys. Can be included in those if you want for next sesh. Now, I'm going to tick off a couple of things that I had planned out. And guys, I can't see your pretty faces at the moment, so just sing out yes or no. Are we all good with direct debit system? Josh, I know you are. Is there anything you need to touch on with that at all, Ashlyn?
Not at the moment. The guy that I was talking to this morning, he gave me his phone number, so if I need, I can call or email him if I
Perfect.
have any other questions.
Sweet. If anything comes up, feel free to post it in the group chat as well, but
Yeah.
we won't spend any time in this session. Cancellation policies. We've touched on these because Josh asked a great question before. Do we need to touch on anything cancellation policy-wise, gang?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered everything. I was going to ask about it as well.
Oh, look at that. Cancellation policy is ticked off. We're doing well. Okay, so accountant. Do we have an accountant? No, wait. Do we have a good accountant? Because there's a big difference between an accountant and a good accountant.
Yes.
Good. Ashley.
Mindlessly buy video games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For what is it? Electronical mental health items.
Electronical mental health. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
There's a niche in that.
I'm going to have to bring that up with my account.
Ashlyn, accountant?
No, not yet. I have been looking though as to who's around to try and find a decent one to start with. So hopefully I don't have to go through too many.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would have a conversation with 3 of them. 3 is the magic number for
Yeah.
me. See who is actually half interested in your business, not just black and white.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, gang, it can save a lot of money, So look, I'm going to leave that ball in your courts. But yeah, I definitely advise it, but we won't spend any more time in this session about it. Guys, this meeting's going to cancel in 3 minutes and 12 seconds, roughly. So I'm going to, once it does, I'll get a new call up and we'll join straight back in. Cool?
Yep.
Because I'm too cheap to buy the full version of Zoom, just FYI. Got to save your money, hey. Hey, we're up to Facebook groups, community pages, VIP pages. So this is good, Josh. You're really going to get a lot out of this. And Ashlyn, I think your computer had a hissy fit while we were talking about this. So in terms of what we're talking about here is creating. Let's start on VIP page. So a VIP page is a Facebook group that you invite all your paying members or clients to, that gives you an opportunity to value add, gives you an opportunity to build community. It gives you an opportunity to just add something new and exciting and different than other PTs are, but also for that level of support as well. So that's some of the benefits about having a VIP page. Who has got one? Cool.
Not a VIP,
Awesome.
but I have got a normal
Awesome.
one.
Is that a page or a group?
A page at the moment. So
Cool.
because I don't have any clients or anything yet. Once I get a few clients, I'll set up the VIP page and everything.
Sweet. It might even be something that we set up now, and you can potentially add friends or family members or whatever and start posting content in there just to get yourself comfortable. And then when you do get clients, if they go for a bit of a scroll, they can see some decent content as well. So it might be of benefit to potentially set that up now. So that's basically what it is. Cal, do you run a very good Sunnyside Fitness VIP page, mate? What are some of the things? Do you have any input on that topic?
In regards to content, is that what you're getting at, mate?
Anything, content or just benefits or things that you wanted to let Josh and Ashlyn know?
So creating that community feel is probably the biggest thing. That's what it's there for. So client shout outs, client success, like stuff that happens in the moment. If you happen to do a social event or something, that's where you put a lot of that content up in there, congratulating people. Everyone sitting around all smiley, happy face. You can even promote on there a little bit for upcoming challenges and new boot camps and whatever may be happening. And also that's where you can also share your really good quality content, whatever it may be, nutritional tips, exercise tips, all that jazz as well. Yeah. I think,
in addition to that, that's a really good point, Cal, like the opportunity to upsell as well. So we've got cold leads that are people that have never heard or spoken to you, you've never connected with. Then at the opposite end of the scale, you've got hot leads. So if you came up with a new product or like a fucking stretching program or like a ebook with healthy habits or diet tips or something,